Strings in Java. Introduction to string. What is a string? In Java, a string is an object of string class, and that is used to store sequence of characters. Strings are immutable, because once a string is created it refers to an object. Any modification to a string results in the creation of new string object. Here in this image, we explained string immutability. Here, initially we created a string variable with name s, and we assigned string abcd to it, and it stored that string in a string object, and objects are stored in heap memory. And again, when we modify that string with abcdef, it won't store an existing string object. Instead, again, it creates a new string object to store the modified string. In summary, a string is not memory efficient. For memory efficient, we have string buffer and string builder. And we will discuss about string buffer and string builder in upcoming videos. String creation. How to create a string variable. We can create a string variable in two ways. By using string literal and by using new keyword. Now we will write example program for string creation. We can create strings in two ways. The first way is by using string literal, and the second way is by using new keyword. Now we will create a string variable by using string literal. The syntax to create string variable by using string literal is string space variable name. Here I am giving variable name as str, and I am assigning string literal to it as hello. And now I will write print statement to print the string variable str. Now I will execute this, and let's see the output. See here, we got hello as expected. So now we'll move to second way of string creation. The second way is by using new keyword. The syntax to create a string variable by using new keyword is as follows. String space variable name. Here I am giving variable name as new str equals to new keyword space string parenthesis. And in parenthesis, I'm assigning a string as welcome. Now I will write print statement to print this new string variable. Now I'll execute. Here we got welcome as expected. So in conclusion, we have seen two ways to create string variables. One is by using string literal, and second one is by using new keyword. Like this we can create string variables. String methods. Used to manipulate strings according to our requirement. charAt, it will take an integer parameter and returns the character at the specified index. Now we will write example program for charAt string method. In print statement we will implement charAt method. Now, I am using string variable str to implement charAt method. The syntax is str.charAt parenthesis. In parenthesis, I am giving random index number. What is an index number here? The alphabetical characters in a string follows indexing format. By seeing this image, you will get clear clarity on indexing of a string. Here, we took example hello word. Indexing numbers starts from 0. So here, h at index number 0, e at index number 1, l at index number 2, again l at index number 3, and o at index number 4. Like this, alphabetical characters are arranged in indexing format. Now I'll execute. See here we got e. Means in string variable str we have e at index number 1. Like that, we have h at index number 0, and e at index number 1, l at index number 2, again l at index number 3, and o at index number 4. So, we mentioned index number 1 in charAt method. That's why we got letter E. Now we will try with index number 0. Let's see, what will be the output? Now I will execute again. See here we got H. Like this we can implement charAt string method. Length returns the length of the string. Now we will write example program to find length of a string. Now we will find length of str variable. We can implement length method in print statement. So, now we will write print statement. Here in print statement, I will add string as length of str variable. Now we will give syntax to find length of str string variable by using length method. The syntax is string variable dot length parenthesis. Now I'll execute. Let's see what will be the output. Here we got length of str variable is 5. Means here in this hello word we have 5 alphabetical characters. So that's why here we got 5 as length of str variable. Now we will find length of new str variable. Now we will assign length of new str variable to an integer variable instead of implementing length method in print statement. Now we will create an integer variable. The syntax is int space. Here you can give your own variable name. Here I am giving result and equal to new str dot length parenthesis. Now we will write print statement to result variable. In print statement, I'll add string as length of new str variable. Now I'll execute. Let's see what will be the output. Here we got length of new str variable is 7. Means here in welcome word we have 7 alphabetical characters. That's why here we got length is 7. Like this we can implement length method on string variables. Substring, it will take parameters of integer type as beginning index and ending index. Returns a new string that is a substring of this string. Now we will write example program on substring method. We can implement substring method in print statement also. Now we will write print statement. Here I will add string as substring of str variable. Now I will implement substring method. The syntax is variable.substring parenthesis. Here I'm taking variable str. In parenthesis, we can give beginning index number and ending index number. We can give beginning index number only also. Now I will give beginning index number as 1. Now I will execute. Let's see what will be the output. See here we got substring of str variable is ELLO. Because here we have given 1 as beginning index number. So that's why it started printing the alphabetical characters from index number 1, which is ELLO. Now we will give ending index number also. After comma I'll give ending index number as 3. Now again I'll execute. Let's see what will be the output. See now we got substring of str variable is EL because it started printing alphabetical characters from first index number and ended with second index number. Here when we give ending index number is 3, it stops printing before number 3. If we given 4, it stopped printing before number 4. And that is the rule. Like this we can implement substring method on string variables. Concat, it will takes a string parameter which we need to join, and it will joins that string to the existing string. Now we will write example program by using concat method, which is used to join 2 strings. Now we will implement concat method in print statement. Now we will write print statement. Here I will add string as new string in print statement. Now I'll implement concat method. The syntax to implement concat method is variable name, which you want to concat. Here I am taking string variable str.concat parenthesis. In parenthesis, we have to give another string, which we want to concat with str variable. Here I am giving new str string variable. Now I'll execute. Let's see what will be the output. Here we got new string as hello welcome because concat method joins two strings. Here it joins the str variable and new str variable side by side. This is the use of concat method. Now, instead of string variable in concat method, we will add string to it. Here I'm adding string as world. Now I'll execute. Let's see what will be the output. Here as expected we got hello world. Because here concat method joins the str variable and mentioned string, which is world. That's why we got here output is hello world. Like this we can implement string concat method. IndexOf, it will take string and beginning index as parameters, and returns the index value of mentioned string, and it starts searching from mentioned beginning index. If not present, it returns -1. Now we will write example program on a string method called indexOf method. IndexOf method returns the index value of mentioned string. Now I'll create new string variable to perform indexOf method. We know how to create a new string variable. The syntax is string space variable name. Here I'm giving variable name as str2. And here I am assigning a random string. Now on this str2 string variable, we will perform indexOf method. Now we will write print statement. Here I am adding a string and print statement as indexOf. Now I will implement indexOf method. The syntax is variable name. .indexOf parenthesis. In parenthesis, we have to mention a string which we want to find the index value. Here I'm adding string as Java. Now we will execute. Let's see what will be the output. See here we got index of Java is 11. Because in str2 variable, w is at 0th index, e at first index, l at second index, c at third, o at fourth, m at fifth, e at sixth. Here we have to count white spaces also. So, 7th, t at 8th, o at 9th, blank space at 10th. And here, Java word is starting from 11th index. That's why we got output as 11. Like this, we can find index number for a particular string by using indexOf method. In indexOf method, we can give another parameter also, and that is begin index number. After comma, I will add index as 12. Now let's see what will be the output. See here we got index of Java is -1. Because it started searching from 12th index number. After that, it didn't find any Java word. So whenever it didn't find mentioned string, it returns -1. So that's why it returned -1 in output. Like this, we can implement indexOf method. compareTo, it will take a string as parameter and compares two strings lexicographically. Meaning of lexicograph means alphabetical order. Returns 0 when both strings are equal. Returns less than 0 when string 1 less than string 2. Returns greater than 0 when string 1 greater than string 2. Now we will write example program on compareTo method, which we use to compare two strings lexicographically. When both strings are equal, it returns value 0. When string 1 is lexicographically less than string 2, then it returns negative value. When string 1 is lexicographically greater than string 2, then it returns a positive value. So now we will try to implement compareTo method. Now we will create 4 strings to implement compareTo method. We know the syntax to create a string variable. The syntax is string space variable name. Here I'm giving variable name as a, and here I'm assigning string as apple. Now again, I'll create string b variable with ball and string c with again ball. And finally, string d with doll. Now we will implement compareTo function in a print statement. For that now we will write a print statement. Here I will add string as compareTo for good clarity. Now we will implement compareTo function on string variable a. The syntax is variable name .compareTo parenthesis. In parenthesis, we have to mention the string which we want to compare. Here I am mentioning string variable b. Now I'll execute. Let's see what will be the output. See here we got compareTo method returns -1. Why? Because means here apple is lexicographically less than ball. That's why it returned -1. Now we will try with another strings. Now I will compare string variable b with string variable c. Now I will execute. Let's see what will be the output. See here we got 0. Because in string b variable we have ball. In string c variable we have ball. So these are lexicographically equal. That's why we got 0 in output. Now we will compare string variable d with string variable c. Now I will execute. Let's see what will be the output. It returns 2, means positive number, because here doll is lexicographically greater than ball. That's why it returned positive value. Like this we can implement compareTo method on string variables. toCharArray. It converts string to a enum character array. Now we will write example program on toCharArray string method. Now for that we'll create a new string variable. We know how to create a string variable. The syntax is string space variable name. Here I'm giving variable name as name. And here I'm assigning a random string to it. Now we'll implement toCharArray method. It converts a string to character array. So we'll create a character array to store the converted array. We know how to create a character array. The syntax is char, array symbol space, variable name. Here I am giving variable name as cr. Now I'll implement toCharArray method. The syntax is variable name, which you want to convert as array, toCharArray parenthesis. Now we'll print this cr array. We know how to print an array. By using for loop, we can print an array. About for loop we'll discuss clearly in upcoming videos. Now see this for an example purpose. Now I'll execute. Let's see what will be the output. See here we got elements in charArray. Like this we can convert strings to character arrays by using toCharArray method. Contains, it will take a string as parameter and checks if the string contains the specified string. Returns true if present. Returns false if not present. Now we will write example program on contains method. Now we will create a string to implement contains method. We know how to create a string. The syntax is string space variable name. Here I am giving variable name as var. And here I am assigning a random string. Now I'll implement contains method in print statement. Now I'll write print statement. Here I will add string as contains in print statement for good clarity while reading the output. Now we will implement contains method on variable var. The syntax is variable name contains parenthesis. Here we have to give a string, which we want to check whether it contains in variable var or not. Here I'm giving string as luck. Now I'll execute. Let's see what will be the output. Here we got contains true, means this luck keyword present in variable var. Now we will check with another string ck. Here I'm mentioning ck. Let's check whether it contains or not. See here, in output we got contains true. Here we have ck in variable var. That's why we got contains true in output. Now we will check with another string. Here I will mention abc. Now again I will execute. Let's see. See here we got contains false, means this string abc is not there in variable var. Like this we can implement contains method on string variables. Equals, it will take an object as parameter, and compares this string to the specified object. Returns true, if equals. Returns false, if not equals. Now we will write example program on equals method. To implement equals method, we will create 3 new string variables. We know how to create a string variable. The syntax is string space variable name. Here I am giving variable name as var1. And I am assigning a random string. Now I'll create another string with name var2, and I'll assign random string. Now and finally I'll create a string with name var3, and I'll assign a random string to it. Now we will implement equals method in print statement. So now we will write print statement. Here I'll add string as equals for good clarity while reading the output. Now I'll implement equals method. The syntax is variable name dot equals parenthesis. In parenthesis, we have to mention a string which we want to compare with var1. Here I am giving var2. Now I'll execute. Let's see what will be the output. See here we got equals true in output. Because here var1 and var2 are having same strings which is Java. So that's why in output we got true. Now we will change the strings in equals method. I'll mention var3 in equals method. I will execute again. Let's see what will be the output. See here we got false. Because in var3 we have Python and var1 we have Java. Both are not equal. So that's why in output we got false. Like this we can implement equals method on string variables. isEmpty. Checks if the string is empty. Returns true, if empty. Returns false, if not empty. Now we will write example program on isEmpty method. For that we need to create 2 new string variables. We know how to create a string variable. The syntax is string space variable name. Here I am giving string name as IE. And here I'm assigning a random string. And I'm creating another variable with name IE1. And here I'm assigning an empty string. We can implement isEmpty method in print statement also. So we will write a new print statement. In print statement I'll add string as isEmpty. For better clarity while reading the output. Now, I'll implement isEmpty method. The syntax is variable name dot isEmpty parenthesis. Now I'll execute. Let's see what will be the output. See here in output, we got isEmpty is false. Because here we mentioned IE variable. Here IE variable is not empty. That's why in output, we got isEmpty is false. Now we will change string variable in isEmpty method. Here I'm changing IE1. Now again I'll execute. Let's see what will be the output. Here in output, I got true. Because IE1 variable is empty, we didn't mention any string, we just mentioned an empty string. That's why here in output we got true. Like this we can implement isEmpty method on string variables. toUpperCase converts all characters in the string to uppercase. Now we will write example program on toUpperCase method. For that we will create a new string. We know how to create a string. The syntax is string space variable name. Here I am giving name as you see, and here I am assigning a random string to it. Now we can implement toUpperCase method in print statement also. So now we will write print statement. Here I will add string as uppercase to get good clarity while reading the output. Now I will implement toUpperCase method. Here the syntax is variable name dot toUpperCase parenthesis. Now let's execute. Let's see what will be the output. Here we got output as Java world in uppercase. Here we given string in lowercase. This toUpperCase method converts this lowercase string to uppercase. Like this we can implement toUpperCase method on string variables. toLowerCase converts all characters in the string to lowercase. Now we will write example program on toLowerCase method. For that we need to create a new string. We know how to create a string. The syntax is string space variable name. Here I am giving variable name as LC, and here I am assigning a random string in uppercase. Now we will implement toLowerCase method in print statement. So now we will write print statement. Here I'm adding a string as lowercase to get good clarity while reading the output. Now I'll implement toLowerCase method. The syntax is variable name dot toLowerCase parenthesis. Now we will execute. Let's see what will be the output. See here we got output as hello world in lowercase, but we given hello world in uppercase. Here this toLowerCase method converts uppercase string to lowercase. That's why in output, we got hello world in lowercase. Like this we can implement toLowerCase method on string variables. Trim removes leading and trailing white space. Now we will write example program on trim method. To implement trim method we need a string variable with a string which have leading and trailing white spaces. Leading and trailing white spaces means white spaces at beginning and ending of a string. Now let's create a string variable. The syntax is string space variable name. Here I am giving variable name as tr. And here I am assigning a string with leading and trailing white spaces. We can implement trim method in print statement also. So now we will write a new print statement. Here I will add a string as trim string to get good clarity while reading the output. Now here I'll implement trim method on tr variable. The syntax is variable name dot trim parenthesis. Now I'll execute. Let's see what will be the output. See here we got output with no leading and trailing white spaces. But here, we have given a string to trim method, which have leading and trailing white spaces. Trim method trims the string, and given output with no leading and trailing white spaces. This is the use of trim method. Like this we can implement trim method on string variables. Replace replaces all occurrences of a specified character with a new character. Now, we will write example program on replace method. Replace method is used to replace old characters with new characters in a string. So to implement replace method, we need a string variable. Let's create a string variable. The syntax is string space variable name. Here I am giving variable name as rp. And here I am assigning a random string to it. We can implement replace method in print statement also. So now we will write a new print statement. Here I'll add a string as replace method to get good clarity while reading the output. Here I'm implementing replace method on string variable rp. So the syntax is variable name dot replace parenthesis. In parenthesis, first we need to give old character. Here I am giving old character as O, and I have to give new character, which I want to replace with old character. Here I am giving new character as P. Now let's execute. Let's see what will be the output. See here we got output as help, but we given hello to the replace method. Here replace method replaces O with P. That's why we got output as help. This is the use of replace method. It replaces old characters with new characters in a string. Like this we can implement replace method on string variables.